All right, folks, welcome back to Campaign 18. Yeah, it's got to be episode 21, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, if you watched the previous episode all the way through, this is the battle that appeared on screen. I said I would go in and load it, or save it, so that we could come back to it, and here we are. And so we are blessed with the Appomattox Courthouse map, which is probably somewhere in the mid-range of maps. It's a little foresty, but it's so much better than Chancellorsville or that other one out in Arkansas. It opens up in the middle. This one is going to be odd. It looks, because our first force to arrive is up here in the northeast, and we have to get down into the southwest to defend. And it looks like, now I don't see any other blue arrows here on the corners of the map, and so it looks like, even though it has us as defending, and we are, I guess. Yeah, we'll throw that HQ up there. We really don't have great positioning. We got to kind of think about how we want to do this. That is a 3-pointer that just seems off on its own. 3, 5, 3, 3. Right, that is 3, 8, 14, 17. That's a kind of an odd number. What's the road? I would hesitate to build too much in case the AI gets there before me, and then they use it against me. So I think this should be far enough. I don't know, the rail line and the forest is already okay. I'm not even going to bother building that. We're just going to go ahead and press play and try to get there as fast as possible. Go back to our old position. Again, we will try to. We'll give that order. Tell them to do it at the double. We'll even move Johnston there, since HQs, for whatever reason, tend to move more slowly than everything else. Even though it's relatively small, and you would assume most people in those HQs, or at least many of them, the important ones, are going to have horses to move them faster. But we'll see. This ends up being a little too slow. I'll put you on pause and I'll bring you back when I have something to show you. But yeah, if it is 17, obviously that means 9 gets you. Yeah, like they're there already. So look, it's brigade. We don't want brigade. We want division. I don't know what that is about. I think this is actually a map where we have to attack. I also think that this is a map where eventually we end up with like 2 or 3 to 1 advantage, and it's not a ton of victory points. So, we're not going to be on that rich of a clock or that fast of a clock. And I think our allies are going to be here somewhat soon. The other challenge for them is that the real central location is that triangle, right? And that's 11. Fry's mine. All right, and he is over here. But the point there is that they can't defend all of this. They could probably take the central 3 and hold it. This is a strong position, though it seems stronger if you're facing an attack from Cowell, because this is more open. Whereas remember playing on this map, if you have this railroad and the attack is coming from the north, there are pockets of forest here, and more over here. And so if the other side knows what to do, they can pretty much just use the forest as cover. The railroad's still better, but they can get pretty darn close to the railroads without paying too heavy a price, and attackers should always like that. All right. We we still got to move Smith up. We just got to find a spot where we like him. We know that we have Fry coming in from down here. It looks like this juncture is where we're going to move. Plus, I see the stone wall. At least I think that that's the stone wall on the map. Nope. It's a fence. It's a fence overlooking an open field based on where we think that they would come. We know that they're all... Man, they're probably just marching through, and that's why it looks like that. But... yeah, we're going to try to consolidate our forces first. Because I don't think we're on that much of a clock. And then we will focus on pushing. We'll at least try to put Fry mostly near the road. The thing is, so this is for those who are just joining us or maybe don't remember, I've modded this so that the actual base units that you're seeing are regiments with, I think, a maximum of 600 men in them. Is this the other one? Hampton is also ours. Yeah, so that's good numbers. But they still deploy like they did when brigades were the kind of minimum size. And I don't know. It seems like the divisions ought to be a bit more compact. And they're more spread out than I would have thought. But it's all right. I assume Hampton came in over here. Okay, Fry has his order. And honestly, Smith could probably change a little bit, but maybe not enough to matter. They don't yet have a majority of points, so they got to work on that. Let's see, is this... Yeah, that's Hampton. So it was Hampton here, but without troops. All right, so they went to Cal. I don't know where Hampton's... forces here. Fry's division, no. Oh, so it is just Hampton. I don't know what's... And we don't have Coleman's division either. So we should be getting a lot more at some point. Kershaw. Okay, so we see Kershaw up here. That's fine. We will have Kershaw just move. We'll try to settle on or near some roads right there. I'm actually going to move Johnston back just in case we need him to come in. What are you doing, man? Yeah, don't worry about that. Actually, you can go up there just in case some of these troops don't make it in today. In the overnight redeploy bubble, they can come forward. I would have thought on main roads we'd be doing a little bit faster here. And I would be wrong. Nothing like watching tiny red rectangles with letters you can't really distinguish at this height. Bounce around on some really good looking maps. So somebody here looks like they were under defensive stance. That's interesting. So there's something down here, like something off with the text. I don't know. Sometimes the game gets like that. All right. Kershaw's here, and I don't think this is that him? Hold on. It's 6 p.m. in late April? All right. I guess it's time. So that's kind of why we wanted to link those bubbles together. I think Kershaw probably would have got there anyways, but the fact that we have Johnston and Hampton just made sure that they'll be able to leapfrog forward. Over here, and I want to check out the OB. Okay, no. So that is Hampton's. All right, so Hampton is here. We're gonna actually give him that, and maybe his assignment will just be those 2 points. And this is not, yeah, Coleman. 11 hours. I'm not gonna wait for him. Yeah, we're not gonna wait for him. But what we will do is we're going to do the stuff now that we don't want to have to do once the battle is started. So we want to find some decent spots here for our artillery. Detach these guys. I'm thinking of probably putting all the batteries. Well, we'll have 3 battalions, I believe. And over here it looks pretty heavily forested, and so I'm not too keen on putting a lot there. And where's our last battalion? Pender. Alright, so we'll detach you, and then parapets. I don't know what else I'm going to use these engineering points for, so we'll do that. Yeah, we'll just do that. And I'll try to, well, I wanted to improve them. There we go. All right. Don't know what that's about, but easy girl. All right. Put that artillery there. That artillery there. And that artillery there. That's... I doubt they're going to come up to that tree line. They might. We will see. Fry. Fry. You can start off down here. Morse. Don't do that. And go over there. And we will set Fry to attack. Smith, it's going to be a similar story. I think, let's see here. We'll put them over. Yeah, they got a couple trails and roads and stuff, and can just leave this open. I mean, if they come out of the trees, we can kind of react to that, like that. Come on, Johnston. There you go. And then Hampton's is just going to get ordered. There's a lot of roads over here. This is actually pretty nice. Yeah, we're not really worried about defending it, but I want to move them up and then swing like a door. And that'll be that. All right, let's see how this plan works out. Because we never actually know. They appear like they're here, but I think the AI goes through a redeployment phase after you. All right, so spot the mistake. Should have given him these orders before. But I think with all these, we're just going to order you into the woods. Because again, it kind of obvious. Well, it's the way. It's actually exactly what I was talking about, right? This is how when you're attacking this from the north, you can use the trees here once you get into them. All right, so you got the creek bed, which can provide cover, can also provide concealment. Then you go in through the woods, and it gets hot close, but that is what it is. Hampton probably should have sent in first, but I didn't. So we're gonna give them that kind of a move. And then Johnston actually going to do the same. Well, a very similar thing. I don't know that we actually have an attack in here planned, but. And maybe we oughta. Right, instead of going in that way. Going that way and maximize more of the forest over here. Well, we will see what we come up with. And I want to see what it looks like down here at the ground level. So if this looks a little bit smoother than yours, first of all, I hope it does. No offense. We are running lossless scaling. That very useful, relatively cheap Steam app. For frames, and so natively here it's I don't know, it's actually showing up at about 80 frames in 1440 on the highest settings we can get. OBS will cap it at 60 frames per second, but that still should be pretty good compared to I can see what it, and I'm only doing it on 2x frame gen. I mean I know they just came up with a new patch, not a patch, like a new update. And I think even before that, you could do 4x with some problems. I think probably 3x was the best. But honestly, 2x seems good enough. If OBS is going to cap it at 60, I don't really... At that point, it's only for my own enjoyment, but I can tell you it actually looks really good. The dream here is if the old... someone made a improved 3D textures mod for Grand Tactician, but it has been broken a number of times by... updates, and that person is no longer updating the mod. So if we had that along with this setup, this game would look, I mean it looks better, but it looked even better with that. So I'm sorry that mod is no longer around, but it did show that the game actually could have been improved pretty nicely. We'll see if any of this actually looks good to you folks at home. They seem to be marching a little slow, but I guess that's how they have to do it, getting onto the road. And hey, when the game first came out, it was 2D sprites, and the devs, for nothing else, moved them up to 3D sprites. And it does look better. And there's the variation in uniforms, so it's not like, clone soldiers. You can put custom flags in, and my goodness, where is that St. Andrew's flag? There it is. Yeah. So I don't know what is taking so long here. This happened yesterday too. It was just really slow movement on a map that has a lot of roads. And we're trying to follow them, so. All right, we're moving into place. The AI inexplicably, it's not inexplicable, but it looks silly, right? Sets up back here instead of on the railroad tracks, and yeah. So I think, well, if Yeah, if the AI elements here order themselves up, then that's another story. I think I want to bring these batteries up now. I think that's what we want to do. The question is where, and I guess the only place they're likely to be useful is maybe over here. I know it's too close for comfort, but we're gonna have a bunch of infantry up there anyways. It's near a road, and it kind of has a clear line of sight. So you're looking to check a bunch of boxes there. When Hamptons comes over, maybe I'll send Hamptons in first. If they'll go, but it looks like some of Johnston's troops have already gone forward because they are under attack orders, and so that is perfectly fine. We'll order Fry up. Johnston, it looks like most of those elements have already ordered themselves up. That's fine. Hampton, what we now need you all to do is to make sure you understand you're actually going to go in that way. All right, now we can go see what our AI comes up with. So 7 Tennessee is leading the way with old Caleb Dorsey in the lead. He'll probably be happy that he's about to reinforce. He should back up to the railroad tracks if he has range. Okay, with Plains Rifles, he should have range. I'm going to do the AI a solid. And they did half the work dismounting that cab. The other half is to put it in this formation. I didn't order skirmishers out. I didn't do anything with skirmishers or range this time. I let it go. I'm trying to let the AI do things. Like, these guys could move backwards, and then these guys could move up. These guys might want to stand up. But you know what? The AI decided to stand in a field in a kind of defilade, surrounded by abundantly better cover. So I'm just going to let it go. And this way we can also kind of learn, or at least I already know how it works, but to see how the AI works in practice from the settings in battle prefs, largely. Might be unit prefs as well. If we zoom in any further, we'll be playing War of Rights, so we gotta kind of hang out back here. Oh, now they have arisen. Alright, now more of us are starting to emerge. See what the AI does. We have a weird mixture of skirmishers, line, dismounted cavalry that is not in cover. I wonder if we just tweak them. No. These guys have used cover on. Huh. Usually when I'm on the attack, I always say I want to go at close range, but in this kind of engagement, where part of your force shows up earlier, the defenders are pretty well consolidated, I'm actually okay maybe fighting a little less hot. Because we just gotta wait for numbers to show up. That's what we're planning on. Allowing us to do this, not rapid casualties at close range. Those were 6 North Carolina skirmishers. Alright, this makes more sense. Again, it would probably feel a lot better if they were up on that railroad, but... the ground chosen by the AI was not great, but they're doing well with it. Jenkins, that cav unit that I already ordered back. Yeah. Honestly, we don't even need to swing that wide. We just need to swing in here. You can check out the, I don't know if that's supposed to be bales of hay or what exactly that is. Oh, Morgan Smith with a very crack unit of Kentucky Cav, and numerous are pushing for the railroad, and I think they're going to get it. Smith? Who is Smith? Oh yeah, you're done. Too bad. Preston Smith is usually great. Very good or very numerous. If you were very good, I might want to retreat you just so you don't get wiped out, but I don't know that I care. So the first phase here has gone better for them than I would have thought, but we definitely have their left. I know it's showing high casualties for us, and maybe that's even true, but is on our side in this one. Thought I heard shooting off on the right, but I guess not. capture this road. Because it's the easiest way for them to pull back.
Tennessee got the flank on them. Now they are pulling back. This is where we're going to try to make up for what was a rough start, but I guess the enemy wisely deciding to pull back there. Pennsylvania is still doing some rearguard action against the 4th North Carolina Cav, but 8th Georgia sees it. 4th North Carolina Cav really wants the 11th Michigan. Thomas Kilby Smith. Oh, 16 broke before they could rout them off. 8th Pennsylvania is on its way to breaking. 2nd Ohio's in good order for now. Looks like the Union's going to abandon all those guns, which we'll go up and claim. They look like some guns that we recently lost. All right. Okay. It's a long retreat. Time rates, I think it's based on how close a lot of the forces are. The closer they are, the longer the timer, which makes sense. So if you want to, yeah, if you're looking to learn something, you know, when do you retreat? It's tough because you usually want to kind of wait and see how something goes. Otherwise, I don't know why you're taking the fight. But if you wait until, if you have a lot of units, they're engaged, it'll actually make it a little bit harder to pull out, or at least more costly if the engagement's going poorly, which is presumably why you're pulling out. So you got to kind of find the sweet spot between, maybe we were trying something, you know, we were kind of hoping for a long shot to work and it didn't. So then you got to kind of make the decision to pull out quick, but that's that. Okay. So for them, it is 12, almost 1,300 out of the war. For us, it's probably half that. So in the last episode, we had lots of engagements, but the AI was pretty good about pulling out. They were probably all going to go bad for the AI. They pulled out relatively early, sometimes even too early, I thought. And they didn't do that here. I don't know that it helped them, but that battle, if you don't know or weren't here last time, it was over here. And so the Union seemed like they were making a big push down the Shenandoah. And I mean, if this is true, then yeah, it is. We actually sent it's McIntosh's corps over here to try to check that a little bit. I don't love pushing in here. I would prefer to stay up here where the railroads are, and that was the idea, is to push up there. Stannard's division. Okay, siege train makes no sense, so I mean, movement speed is fine. Supplies shouldn't matter as much, but it won't hurt, but movement speed is always good.
wait and see how they disengage. We wanted to push back. I think it was Meads. He was over here. And now we got to make a decision. Do we make a stand here? I mean, this is pretty defensible, especially with the supply depot here, one here. There's an area of supply over here, so that we can kind of spread out the demands on our supply. Ooh. So this has to be back here. It puts us down about 2,000 men, but all of our men show up about 5 hours before theirs do. This is one I'll definitely check it out and see how it goes. Depending on the time of day, where forces actually come in, whether we have to attack or defend, the map we roll, right? Based on all those factors, we'll see if it's one we end up fighting. Again, this isn't really a fight we would want to lose. And pulling out of this one without a fight, I think would mean the loss of Nashville without a real fight. So let's see what we get. Ugh. Okay. So, excuse me. This looks like a recipe for a slog. No, a slugfest. So, alright. Well, they're going to come from one of those two. They actually don't have Manchester Turnpike, so we don't know. But we can. So this is Hill's division. Can move it up. Yeah, I don't really care which road they take. Huger is here. The only thing I really don't like about this is that there's no good place to use our engineering points. It's also 2:30 in the morning, which is just really early. What I'm going to do is build. So the railroad line goes like this, so the road is here. So we're going to do that just in case we have to. Belocher we can detach now. Colquitt and Mahone can go up this road. It's fine. Alright, we will hit play. We'll send the unit that has the furthest to go up first. Colquitt can try to move up there. Belocher can try to move over there. Johnston up here. Harris should have done that before. Go up there. Okay, Hill can move here. And Huger can go there. Clear that up. This up. I don't know why it has us like rapidly winning this fight. Sometimes it does it just up to a certain point and then it levels off. Okay. I just saw them. They're north of town. So what we do... Oh, yeah, you can see him down there, too. In that case, he is... I think we'll still keep the cab over here. Where can we put Blocher's artillery? I mean, near all those roads. Nah. It's cute and clever, but no. Maybe we move it over here? And hopefully they do that the right way. We got to move Mahone up. And we can't put most of those forces in town, but those buildings are actually really good. Really solid defense. Okay. So Blocher doesn't need scouts out. And honestly, at this point, we'll give him the creek bed as cover. Okay, we don't need that polluting our screen anymore. And look, from Huger on down, the order is defend. Kind of want to be far enough back from the fence and the trees that they're not able to use the cover buff. We're not all going to be able to use the town, but we might be able to get a couple of regiments to use the town as fortification. In perfect world, we would then kind of keep the rest of our infantry slightly back of them. As long as our artillery can duel theirs and maybe knock theirs down before ours, we should be okay. Yeah, and if they want to come over here, we should be able to see them move through the field and kind of. Oh, I have a better use of your time. All right, we're gonna move you over there. If that's not enough to capture it, we'll have to send another regiment down. I thought for sure they would have had it by now. And we'll order Cav to double time. It matters a little bit because, right, then it's all 10 points are ours. It's going to be close in terms of manpower. It may come down to morale and cover, and victory points from objectives. And so anything that helps. Right now, their morale looks terrible. I don't know if that's a factor of the... Excuse me, that snuck up on me. Of the troops who are here, or if that's other things. Okay, I'm not liking this move here at all by Mahone. Well, actually by everybody under Hill. Whatever, we'll move them there. And it's really Johnston who needs to move. Mahone. Why can't I click on you, Mahone? Go up here. Colquitt. Come on, Colquitt. Should be able to figure this out. Alright, looks like you're starting to figure it out. We will get there. Let's see what kind of artillery Blocher has. Smith's battery. Okay, I'm guessing that's wrong. 3-inch, 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 and 3-inch. I don't know if this is the same force. I think this might be the same force that was in the last battle. I did not change anybody's weapons who were good, and the AI generally likes to assign whatever it thinks is the best gun available to as many units as possible. 31st Tennessee is here. I think I might need them down here to help capture that. And it's Cav, and there are roads, so they should be back pretty soon. One thing I would say to the artillery... I was just going to tell them to focus on counter battery. They're probably already doing that, but okay, they are. They are. They are. And they are. So, yeah, I have nothing Nothing new to add. Huger, you can move over there. Hill, you can move over here as well. Man, this is why I feel whenever I'm up against the AI, they always go, well, these are not great angles either. It's good cover, but it's not good angles. Not good lines of sight. There's just enough building there to make it difficult. But maybe they'll figure it out over time. And they're sending skirmishers up. That's a right idea. That's pretty good. What are you guys doing, man? Like, how hard is this? You've been ordered over here. Go. Good, they're shaking out some more skirmishers over here. I like that. Alright, now it looks like somebody's starting to lock in on this battery. I don't know if it's the infantry, the artillery, a little bit of both. They're still bringing up more, so that's a good sign for us. Means we should have an advantage in time. I think with Mahone, I'm looking more for them to be up there. Colquitt. Are each one of those regiments in a building? I think they are. Maybe not. Alright, 2nd Illinois battery's getting pretty bad. 1st Kentucky battery's starting to get hit. 1st Michigan is still alive and thumping. And Blocher's 19 guns are unscathed so far. Wait, so there's just a random infantry. Oh, and we have it anyways. Go figure. Who is 31st? They're part of Colquitt's. Right. That's fine. I don't care. You know, North Carolina Cav, I think we're just going to stick out here on the right. If I knew where they were coming, I would have much rather had the artillery up here. Right, enfilading down that road and over all that stuff. But, you know, hindsight being 2020, I'm half tempted to send my infantry forward. Wipe their guns. The problem is I think by the time that order comes through, the rest of their... well, it may not. First Vermont battery is pulled up for them. Looks like our guns are just raking those batteries. Are they all still count? Yeah, they're all still on counterbat. the onus is on them to move. Alright, they gotta take the victory points. We have some good cover here. They have an open field. Our artillery is winning the duel so far. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're... Wonder how their morale is doing. Oh, I realize you might be going deaf. Okay, well, if you still have hearing, maybe you can hear me now and it's not so bad, but... Keep your eyes open. I guess they're already doing what I want them to do, which is to go up and skirmish with artillery, so... I have very little to do here. I like this. This is my kind of generaling. Coming to the right, so I feel a little bit better about moving Mahone now. And this cav. Alright, it's kind of like he had his skirmishers acting as pickets almost. Alright, this cav, second cav, it's big. It's yeah, it's good at some things, it's not good at other things. So we will see how this goes. But the first thing that's going to hit him is that line of skirmishers. And then after that, it is a thick brigade. Yeah, 2,800 men. Okay. Oh, look at him. Look at them. How... That is actually really impressive. Here, I'll... Oops, sorry. Wrong thing. Loose order. Yeah, the fact that they were able to make it through here is really impressive. You can see that that's part of Colquitt's, I think, that is shooting at them. Alright, we'll put the 26th Tennessee in that building. I'm going to move just the 33rd North Carolina behind this creek bed, because this is still a 20% cover buff or something like that. I don't know about you, I think that looks pretty cool. Well, not that, but that. Try to ignore the cavalry in the front. Yeah, the lack of faces is a little weird, but... Or, defined faces, but it's alright. We already have the high ground, but let's try to use it. Since I don't... Well, can we get in any buildings up here? Oh, well, we could back here. You guys can go in there if you like. Can we go in the university? It doesn't look like it. Bring the cav here. Alright, this is a fairly good push, I think. They use the forest for concealment and cover. Since these guys are in the second line, I'm actually going to move them back as well. At this point, I would say shoot at whatever you can hit. We counterbatted at least one battery off their guns. They've been whittled down.
I think if I throw 2 brigades in, I guess against Morris's brigade, having the high ground, having been able to rest, we should be alright. How rested are we? Yeah. Well. Oh, and we have terrible guns. You know, I did not think about that as an X factor, but it's true. On both sides, I would say at least a third have mixed muskets, reboard muskets, something like that. And so those with a range advantage are likely to do well. That being the case, we might as well close distance here. Okay, so we can't do that. Might be able to move the cab around. Because we just aren't going to do much at long range. Reboard. Reboard. Reboard Enfield. Alright. Should also move up so we should, you know, see what's going on here. I don't know what we're waiting for. Alright, looks like the artillery is just slicing into, what is this? Drake's brigade, and are they on the way out? They appear to be on the way out. Looks like that order went absolutely nowhere. You know their casualties? Okay, so 25th New York, yeah, it's high casualties. 30th Kentucky, no. 18th Ohio, no. 12th Illinois, alright, yeah, a little bit. 19th Pennsylvania, yeah, a little bit, but I just think it's generally low morale. That's what it looks like to me. Wow, and that has us almost winning already? I mean, I knew that their artillery got hit, but actually I looked at it after that, and it was like the actual total casualties were under 100. So even, and we had taken, I don't know, 30 or 40, I think, so. Whatever, we'll order everybody up. Well, not every, well, maybe. Okay, it doesn't matter at this point. We will try to capture their guns, but I don't really care otherwise. Huh. And so the downside of that, right? If this is the opposite of a silver lining, the downside to that is that we didn't get to inflict a lot of casualties, if that's something we could have done in this battle. Yeah. So this is more like the last episode when at least one of those was also in Tennessee, where the casualties are relatively light, and I think it was McClellan again, decides to pull out, but again pulls out before it gets any worse. I guess if you were taking 5 casualties for every 2 you were inflicting, and you knew that in the end you only had less than a brigade more than the other side out of 25,000, you'd probably also throw in the towel. But that was a case probably where the AI ought to just have held, waited for reinforcements. I wasn't going to attack them, at least until I got reinforcements. And then, you know, see how... They would have fallen behind on objective points, but, you know, if you can win probably within, you know, by the second day, if you could win on the battlefield, it should be okay. But I just think that there's probably low morale in that army.
because they had lost at least one previous battle, so I figured it wasn't all that great. They're not actually all new troops either. Alright, so the move now is going to be to move Harper. I don't know if we want to move Jackson or not. And Ransom at least against Kearney and try to knock this supply depot down. D.H. Hill can stay back here. He can get some movement. Sanders may well end up just retreating if he runs into something he doesn't like here. If I remember from the intel last time, there were units in here that were not all happy. And sure enough, Jackson is called on. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll... What do we got here for time? An hour? I guess I'll fight it. I mean, it looks like one of those where I just gotta not go in too soon, wait for everyone, and then we have... I don't know, we have in advantage. I still wonder what their morale is, because they were... Through 62, they hadn't really done much, and... yeah, they got ambushed in Nashville under me the previous year in 62. And then they lost at least one battle before this. I think at least one of the two divisions here have lost another previous battle. Like in the last episode. If not also this one. We're back on the Stones River map, which doesn't bother me. Despite the way I said that. And they have... I laugh, but we'll see how they do it. They have to defend something on two different sides of whatever this is, Overall Creek. And I guess that little bridge is kind of what connects the two. We have a long way to march. Not too thrilled about that, but we have a lot of time too. Do I not have the option? Okay, I do have an option to press play. That's fine. I think we're going to go down to Murfreesboro. And, I mean, it allows us to meet up with Forrest, which is fine. And then from there, just come down the Wilkinson Turnpike if we want. Or go to Wilkinson Turnpike and then come down Gresham Lane and go for this point. So at least that part of this stops. Morale's lower than ours, but it's not abysmal yet. Ransom is mine. I love the way they come in spinning. It really inspires confidence. We're here. Alright, Ransom. Same thing for you all. To get that started. Yeah, and I guess from Murfreesboro you have two choices, right? You can go up the Wilkinson Turnpike, or you can just come straight through here. Huh. Well, that was something. Jackson and Carlin arrives. Oh! What do you think the chances are this is true? Because if it is, that's what we're going to deal with. Ransom, Jackson, Harper. And who's Carlin? Oh, Carlin. That's right. Carlin is theirs. That's right. You know what? It's worth the reset to me. Like, if this is wrong, it's still okay for me. So we'll move you over here. Ransom. Do we put you here? I guess we do. Let's see. Is this going to improve our frames? Come on. There we go. All right. Again, it shows they're there. No idea if that's actually true. We got 18. Fine. Works for me. Okay, that was half of it. And the other little bit, I guess we'll do out here. It's probably good. Yeah, it's good enough. And we'll detach you. We're going to detach you. Detach you. Yeah, we'll just move you here. Move Jackson here. Move Forrest up there. We'll tell Forrest to attack. Tell Ransom to attack. Just so that nothing gets lost here, we'll tell everyone to attack. We'll press play and they'll probably disappear. Oh boy. Alright, so they're over here. Which means now, yes, we need to fall back. We need to move up. Harper needs to move over. Shoop. Shoop, you can move here. You guys can take the trail and come over here. We'll move you later. Drayton. Guess we'll have you come up here as well. Okay, we don't need to watch this. We'll just see what they come up with. Hopefully that other force is like way over here somewhere and not immediately about to hit us on the left. Man, they have skirmishers that are up already. Look at that guy. Look at that courier go. Oh. All right.
So they're moving up here. All right. Then that'll do it. No more need to run further. Okay. Correct. Attack. I guess maybe in Ransom's case the word is still getting out. No, actually it should be Harper, right? Yeah. Alright, Harper, we're going to have you move just like that. Jackson. I'm going to have you move like that. And Ransom, you're going to move like that. And we are going to zoom in and watch it with morbid curiosity. How long it takes for a Ramster to realize, just stop moonwalking into the other side's skirmishers and just go. Sorry, sir. I think you might be an idiot, so I'm just going to try to help you. I guess in retrospect, we probably should have stayed out here. The open ground was not our best, but we'll see how we do at the closer range here where the woods kind of form into a triangle. That looks very bad for Mooton's Brigade HQ. Field wounded. I was gonna say this can't be going well. Holy moly, it's not. This might again be the weapons thing, because the divisions we're fighting have been around for a while, so most of them should have top-notch weapons.
I guess they moved around just well enough that now this battery has absolutely nothing to shoot at. Why would you think that's faster than just moving down the road? What is wrong with you? Yeah, like, you're supposed to be there. What are you doing, man? I have a feeling these guys are crack units with probably good weapons. Mississippi's. Yeah. Yeah, Mississippi's and plains rifles. They're absolutely going to do it. That's why I'm trying to close range here, but... What is going on? Why can we not give any orders? Like general orders here. Even if you have a plains rifle, you're probably going to get eliminated.
does bleed, but I wonder how much ammo. Well, some of these have their numbers, and they actually have a lot of ammo back there. So that that was one way I thought maybe I could get out of this if they just run out of ammo. Not the best way to beat an opponent, but you know, I would take it. So we have Fayetteville. You know what? Fayetteville and a plains rifle against the Mississippi. I would take it. Oh, we're bringing it back a little bit. I'll take it. Now, who's this? Alright, we'll throw 3 regiments at the 8th Ohio and see what we can do. And then we'll see if the bombardment here is enough on that position with a lot of cracked troops, man. 10th New York, 17th Kentucky, 7th Illinois. Holy moly. I don't know anything about Burnham, but he's doing something right in this war. A lot of our units are concerned about routed units, so we're gonna try to wait for a number of those routed units to rally. That should help. We have nearby cav that we can push up a little bit, and that should help with morale. Georgia definitely got the message. Even though they say long range, they moved up like they did not care. 27th Alabama. Now the 7th Illinois is pulling out. 8th Louisiana's got some sweet enfilade fire on that cracked 7th Illinois. Alright, so at least morale on some of those back units is improving, which is what we like to see. The artillery's, at least one battery's up and barking. Switch them to fire at will. We'll try to get the other 2 battalions over here. So Shoot is doing a thing. Drayton, I guess, oh, actually we had 2 batteries up. It was Deep Polignac and Drayton. I guess we're both firing. We'll switch them both to fire at will.
we now have the challenge, and of course, this is now making this video go long, that they probably have a lot on objective points, and so now we have to march across and try to take the objectives. Personally, I would hope that just fighting this force here would be enough, but we got to be careful to not move our units too soon and cause them to rout or anything like that. I think we're pulling the casualties even. They're actually doing okay. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought they would be a little bit worse. You know what I don't know? I don't know if that was one or both of their divisions. I assumed it's only... Oh, yeah, I assume it's only one. And that the other one might be right here. it might be coming off to our left. So, see. Shoop's battery. Yeah, why don't we line that up over there? Why don't we pull... Why don't we move Drayton up? And then just slightly reorient the Polignac. And see what we can do from there. They seem okay. They seem more than okay, although they are withdrawing. I would recommend you stop. Well, be careful what you wish for, right? We wanted... Thought maybe the AI should stand and fight, but only for our own benefit, not for theirs. What is the condition like back here? Most of these men? I would say it's mostly okay back here. Like, it's good enough. Skirms in here. We're going in the woods with them. I'm gonna go on board, I guess, with the 2nd Tennessee Cav, 31st Alabama. They're gonna run into skirmishers of Carr, which is 12th New York. I do not yet see the rest of the force that was over here, unless they came over and they rejoined them over here. It's possible. Might need to get closer to their commanders. Card did his rearguard thing, and it looks like he's pulling out in time. Tell the tale, Beal. Very effective rearguard. Keep the pieces moving, man. And I really don't think you should be pursuing up there. I mean, kudos for trying to hold Beal in place, but or Carr in place, but I just don't think that's going to work like you think. These guys tired? What's going on here? No? Alright, here comes the first New York Cav. But man, that is a lot of artillery waiting for him. Boom! What is this, flying battery? Unit speed plus 50%. I was about to ask, what are they shooting at? Oh, first Iowa Cav has just come rolling out of the woods here. I don't know, they might get Last Samurai here. As a general rule, cavalry hate artillery, shooting at them. But yeah, just generally. But in their defense, it's not been very accurate, so 530 rifles might be a little bit different story. Alright, looks like we are gradually pushing up. Slow rolling gray wave here.
They really didn't take that many casualties either. But having chose to dismount, they're kind of stuck there. What are these guys doing? They do not care about John Buford's couch at all. Their feet are all up in that couch. Man. I see some artillery. Yikes. Here, make yourselves useful. That was canister in the flank. Yeah, let that artillery breathe, man. Alright. Alright, well that's that Grey Wave. Carr is just fighting night and day. It's Stonewall Carr over here. Beat back, right? Tappan's regiment, Scott's Cav. Well, they weren't in loose formation, but still. Getting shot at by more Cav. Dude is solid. And yeah, you can see the rest of that blue wave there. Well, we will see how this goes. That's their artillery shooting at us? You gotta be kidding me. Alright, Harper. I know it's been a rough day, but do the same with Ransom. I think, well, Ransom was over there. I don't know how much is left, but my goodness, what is that? 4 or 5 at least wounded on our side.
As this is going low, this is more wounded. Anderson. Oh, it's in his battery. We're just getting sniped out of our batteries here by theirs. I hate pulling them back while they're getting shot at, but let's see. I think Jackson's division, I was going to say, is the one that's not attacking, but it has some elements that are attacking. Forrest says assault. His division commanders say attack. Try to change their mind. Wow, we have Pon's cavalry all the way up here. How far can they pull back before they just have to retreat? Come on, get out of here. Gotta end this episode, don't they know? How is this cavalry still holding on? Oh my goodness. Just break already. Here, let me help you out. You don't want to do that. You don't. Yeah, Greer, I wouldn't do that, man. Come on, break already. More than anything, I'm just impatient at this point. Like, this battle is over. It's just, we gotta get the AI to get on the same page here. Don't worry about them. We gotta start coming over here. Thank goodness that's over with. Whew.
wonder if instead of attacking at the beginning, if they had just continued to rotate back, and then they just occupied that tree line, and they had their back to those crossings, or that crossing that would take them back to friendlies, I think I would have been in a lot more trouble. Needless to say, holy moly, 2 hours? Jesus. I think that's a new record, but I don't know, for some reason when I looked at that, I was like, that'll be like a 30-minute battle, and just finish with a 90-minute video. But no, this is kind of a twofer, but I've been a little behind in my posting, so I guess this will have to make up for it. Tappan didn't really deserve that. I mean, they were in good order until the end. They just took a lot of casualties. Colonel D. Polignac, whatever it is, that was one of the artillery battalions. They seemed to do all right once they got set up. But yeah, I'm gonna get the hopefully we do not crash. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna save this before my luck runs out. Almost 2,000 casual, almost 2,000 out of the war for them. For us, 1,000 certainly out of the war, and then some proportion that's probably not going to come back, that's missing and wounded. But not our worst work. We captured a lot of small arms and a few big guns. We should have got more. Whoa! What was that news? What? 16th Virginia. That. Wow. All those 6 wounded. That almost never happens. I mean, it's usually a bloodbath when there's 2. So 6 is rough. But that. Where the heck was that? I actually don't. That was the Battle of Charlotte? I gotta be looking at the wrong Charlotte. Carlin's division? Isn't Carlin over here? Yeah. Well, again, it kind of felt like if we didn't fight that battle, we're probably going to lose Nashville for nothing. And that feels really bad. So, anyways, this one has gone long. It kind of feels like this episode, despite winning, we're kind of where we started the episode. I guess on the strategic map. Some of this other stuff, I don't know if it's evening up or not. But I will worry about that in another episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and hope to have you back for the next one.